Welcome back, everyone. Technical difficulties once again on the intro, but we are broadcasting live again. My name is Mike Martin. Welcome to another Casio live stream. Today we have a great artist joining us today, but before we get there, joining me 820 miles to my east, Mr. Rich Formidoni. How you doing today, Rich?
I'm doing all right, man. Holding it down. Life is good. The curve is getting flatter. Can't complain.
Awesome. Your stomach? Is your stomach getting flatter? Last time this
curve is getting flatter. Belly's getting fatter. That is still happening. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, great to see you, Rich, and we got a great guest here today. He's joined us a number of times at the NAMM show. Originally from New Orleans, but joining us today from Houston, Texas, where he lives now. An incredible talent. He leads a number of jazz ensembles in the Houston area, and he also teaches music theory to children from 10 to 20 years old at the Louis Armstrong Summer Camp in New Orleans. He's been there 18 years, and he's also a member of the B.B. King Experience. And like I said, we've been really lucky to have him performing at NAMM a number of times. Welcome to the broadcast, Darrell Lavigne.
Hey, Darrell. Welcome.
Great to be here, and great to see you guys doing it, man.
And already Joe is popping in, hometown representing H-Town, Houston Town, I'm sure is what he's saying. Awesome.
H-Town, yeah.
Hey,
Awesome.
Darrell, I was hoping we could sort of start from the beginning. Do you remember your earliest musical influence?
Oh, man.
My
earliest musical influence was, I played trumpet before I played piano. So that was the thing. I played trumpet in a marching band. I didn't switch to piano probably until I got to high school. But my first probably was like it might have been Charlie Parker or something like that, because my dad had these records, and I was like, he was spinning these records in the living room, man, and I was like, what is this man screaming about, man? He's screaming at the solo, man. Wow, man, listen to that, man. And the big band, and so I think that was the first thing that kind of piqued my interest in terms of doing music. And then I heard Dizzy Gillespie, and he was into Miles Davis, of course, and that was the man there. So, but after that, when I got to piano, it was like more Herbie, and then I looked back and listened to Oscar Peters and stuff like that. But I listened to a lot of different stuff. My dad bought this Columbia record collection, like it was 14 albums for a penny or something like that.
Remember those? Like a subscription.
Yeah, man. I had everything from James Taylor to Steppenwolf. I had Fifth Dimension. I had Chicago. And then I had other jazz stuff. I had Lou Donaldson. Things like that. So it was really hip, man, to have a varied music experience and listening experience.
Yeah. Was your dad a musician as well?
No, man. He always wanted to be a musician. He was like, he was beating on the ashtray, man. I mean, we'd be listening to something in the living room, and he'd be, man, boom, with the pencil and just hit the ashtray. It was like brass ashtray, so it was really ringing, man. It was like he'd hit it. He always wanted to be a musician, but he never did pursue it. Yeah, he was a painter, painted houses, so he had a painting operation. So
I think there's rhythm in that.
Yeah.
So you said you started playing piano when you were in high school. Were you playing in bands or just doing solo stuff?
I played in the jazz band, 1979. I think the first St. Augustine High School in New Orleans, actually, and it was probably the first time the school had appeared at Jazz Fest in New Orleans, which was a big deal. So they would hire a lot of high school, big bands and stuff like that. So one of the things, playing like Chick Corea, La Fiesta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
La Fiesta had to get all, all those the Spanish lines, all of that together, man, quickly.
Mm.
Yeah, I had some teachers. I used to catch the bus to go, to my lessons and stuff. And my mama would send me to lessons at the University of New Orleans.
Mm.
And but it was really a task, man, really trying to do that music, you know what I'm saying? So, but it was good. It was a good experience for me, man. And I was like, I was always been a jazz lover, but my mind was always open to a lot of other music too.
So what led to your love of jazz then? Was it? I mean, obviously your dad introduced you to a lot of different things, but was there a moment where you said, "This is it"?
Yeah, I mean, I think improvisational music, it sets you free, man. It's like you bare your soul, and wherever the soul floats at, that's where it's at that moment,
Right.
So I think that's really the excitement, and the excitement of playing with other guys, like minds, and nothing like having a band that's cohesive, man. It's really, really a good thing, man. It's a good feeling on stage, I think my experience with bands, I played in top 40 bands, I played in R&B bands like that, coming up, dance bands. We had a lot of different types of gigs in New Orleans because we would have what they call the court, and presented the court, and debutante balls and stuff like that, because we're heavily into Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras was a busy season too. You'd have your tuxedo, you come and play the gig, and then you play Aida for about 40 minutes. The whole court comes down, and then you start with the jam part,
Awesome.
That's great.
So before you started playing piano, though, didn't you also play guitar?
I did play guitar. I was very horrible at guitar. I thought I was going to be like me playing. One of the albums I had was the one with Iron Butterfly with Inagata La Vida. And I was like, oh man, that's like, and I was like, nah, man, I didn't have a teacher. Yeah, that's what it was. I was 10 years old, man. I was so, I wasn't really around a good teacher or anything like that, man, for the guitar. But when trumpet came along, I think I was more focused too, you know what I'm saying? My mama bought me a guitar and an amp, man, and I had a whammy bar, and I was just, wild out on it, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those kind of things, man. But it wasn't nothing really serious, man.
Wow.
But I've always liked it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
So how did you get the gig with the B.B. King Experience, which you've been doing most recently?
How that happened in Houston. So the band leader, James Boogaloo Bolden, had been the musical director for B.B. King for about 35 years. And so after that, BB, they were still going toward the end of BB's, tour and stuff. And so what happened was he do a record of his own, so a solo project. So when I say record, I'm dating myself. A project, a CD of his own. So, but he did another band, and he said, "Hey man, would you be interested in doing something?" And we're doing some recording. I said, "Yeah, man." And I gave him my number, and I did his record. And after that, they decided to put the band back together again. And he said, "Hey man, would you be interested in playing with the B.B. King band?" And I'm like, all right. Sure wait till BB passed away to call me, man. But it would have been nice to call me when BB was alive. But I'll do it, man. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. So now we've been gigging, we've been touring around the country with. First we had Tito Jackson with us. So we did about maybe a year with Tito, and the last gig we did with Tito was in 2018 of January 2018 Yeah, January 2018, where we did the Blue Note in Tokyo. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know, man. Tito can play the blues, man. Yeah, he can play the blues, man. He just has to, you know, do stuff with the family and stuff, with the brothers and stuff, you know. And but he really, when you let him loose, he can really play the blues.
Mm. Yeah, I was going to ask how it is working with him. Did you get to do any creative, any songwriting with him, or mostly rehearsing and playing?
No, just some of his original stuff that we did, and in addition to BB stuff, and most of the stuff, most of the stuff you guys have heard, before. You know, it's very much an honor to play BB's music, because it's a hell of a legacy, man, that he left,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are in that, in that thing, man, they've been in it. They all owe homage to BB.
Well, I wanted to remind everybody we are watching the live chat. So if you have questions for us or Dale, we're watching the chat, and we can pop your questions in here. So I wanted to ask a little bit about New Orleans, and I mean, how long did you live in New Orleans before you made the move to Houston, and how did that affect you as a musician, or were there musicians there that had an effect on your style?
Oh yeah, man. There's so many musicians in New Orleans, man. I can't say enough about New Orleans and the culture there, man. And actually, that's what No Resistance was about. About trying to preserve the culture. That the group I'm with, another group that I'm associated with, so New Orleans musicians, like one of my, what I call the big three of music mentors and jazz mentors: Ellis Marcellus, Sir Edward Kid Jordan, who I just completed a avant-garde record with in January, right before COVID, and Alvin Baptiste. He's the late Alvin Baptiste. He's a clarinetist. He played. He was an educator. They all were educators, but Alvin played on Billy Cobham's Magic album. Randy Jackson, who also was from Baton Rouge at that time, played on Billy's record. And so those guys were Alvin Baptiste, Sir Edward Kid Jordan, and Ellis Marcellus, or what I call the big three of the instructors who taught improvisational music. And so I think, other than that, we have a slew of traditional players. We had the Humphrey brothers. We had Papa French. I mean, we had a lot of trad players that, you heard them and they were around. They were, and I mean, this was like the legacy that Louis Armstrong left. So, we're such a unique city culturally that it's important to understand that and keep the lineage going. Louis led to other things. Sidney Bechet, and who moved to Paris actually, and then it led to people in the modern era too. You know what I'm saying? So it's still, the influence is still there. So I can't say enough about the influence of the culture in New Orleans.
So coming in from the chat, Joe was asking, did you study with Ellis Marcellus?
Yeah, Ellis. I studied privately with Ellis Marcellus. Yeah. He was. He was a stickler, man. He was a no nonsense guy, man. And he told you exactly, hey man, you gotta work on this, man. Hey man, you can't be, there's no sliding and slipping and sliding with Ellis, And years later, say, I said, "What's up, Prof?" I call him Prof, Professor. And I said, "Hey man," he said, "Hey man, when you gonna put that solo CD out, man?" I said, "Man, I'm too busy." And that's the thing, man. I was too busy writing. I love writing, so that's really my thing, man. Writing, composing for other people. I hear other people's sound and I say, okay, I got something for that. Kind of tailor make something for that. So this and that. So Yeah, Ellis is he was a hell of a player, man. He's a hell of a player and a great human being too.
Mm.
So
Rest in
you've
peace.
toured extensively. Are there any favorite cities, countries? Where do you like? What are your favorite places to go to?
Oh man, I have a lot of places. I love. Believe it or not, I love Switzerland. I love Switzerland. I love the Netherlands. Basically, I played the Davos. I played the World Economic Summit one year, the year after Katrina, and I can never forget it. It took a whole lot of rigmarole to get in the place. You had to go the day before and get a badge, and it took a whole busload of us, and then high security thing, and you know, and we came back and we played the gig, and Michael Douglas was there, man.
Wow.
Mike jamming, and he was second line, man, with umbrella and all of that, man, with the lieutenant governor of Louisiana at that time, Mitch Landry. Yeah. So yeah, that was Switzerland was a good one. Brazil, one of my favorite countries.
Wow.
There's so much inspirational music. I'm actually going to work on a Brazilian project too, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be one of my solo projects too, so Brazilian. I love the music of Brazil, and everywhere you go in Brazil, it's a different vibe,
Oh.
And I've never seen so many people they were so vibrant despite all of the, the economic, downturn that they were in, man. It was just so vibrant, man, and the music still keeps going. And it feels similar like New Orleans. I mean, because the slaves went to Bahia and then they went to New Orleans too. So some of that influence is there. Some of the African influences is in Brazil as well as New Orleans and the Caribbean. So yeah. So Brazil is one of them, and man, the Republic of Georgia was quite interesting, right by the Black Sea. That was right by Russia, man. That was interesting, man.
When was that?
Oh man, that may have been about 7 years ago.
Okay.
There was a lady who actually was she was the director of an opera house in Tbilisi, where Tbilisi had just bombed it. Russia had just bombed Tbilisi because I think they had notions of some NATO stuff or whatever it was. Anyway, but the lady decided to come to the Jaran province, they were cool with Russia, and they wanted to start a jazz camp, just like we had in New Orleans.
Oh wow!
For kids in the Middle East and London and the UK, and they, for whatever reason, we went on a fact-finding mission there, and then they couldn't get the money together, or whatever it was some other kind of holdup, So, but that was an interesting place. I think that's where they filmed the Sinbad and the seven. What's that? They have the little statue up there, man. The big. It's a big statue, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the Louis Armstrong summer camp, how did you get started doing that? You're a professor there.
Yeah, I guess. Well, not a professor, but I'm one of the piano instructors. Actually, I started when Edmund Kidd Jordan is the artistic director, the guy I told you about, one of the big three educators.
Mm-hmm.
I have been playing with him for a while. He plays nothing but avant-garde. He has been knighted in France with the Sir connotation and arts and letters. And so he asked me, he said, "Hey, Darrell, look, we need a piano player, piano teacher, instructor." And so you think you want to do it? I said, "Yeah, I'll come and do it." And by this time, I think they were on for about maybe about 5 or 6 years in, and then I joined there. Then I forgot the year I joined. Don't ask me that. But yeah, I can't remember nothing. But yeah, Kid got me in, and it was a very good experience because kids were excited. It goes back to the question you asked about New Orleans and the culture, because we had music in the schools at that time. And as a result, we had a good feeder system in the middle school up to high school. And then in the summertime, the kids had the camp to look forward to. So you would probably already have you were already instructed with private instructors, but you would come to the camp and then you would actually, learn how to improvise. We teach the kids how to improvise. Certainly you're not going to be Chick Corea or Herbie Hancock overnight, in 3 weeks actually. And that's the camp is normally 3 weeks. And but we have special guests every year. We've had John Faddis, we've had Patrice Rushen, George Duke.
All right.
We've had a lot of the jazz, NEA jazz masters, Cecil Bridgewater. We've had a lot of great artists over the years. Reggie Workman, who I wound up playing with.
Wow.
And but that was it's a very important camp because the kids of New Orleans, they can come in and learn what they hear, what they're trying to do. And you hear a lot of the music and the jazz guys. At one time we had a real good flow of musicians coming out of New Orleans. We had, Wynton Branford actually, and Donald Harrison, Terrence Blanchard, who went to school with Terrence Blanchard, and we had Harry Connick Jr. And so we had the culture was going. So it's important to keep the culture, and the camp kind of helped that in the summertime.
So what kinds of things are you involved in teaching? I read music theory, you also mentioned improvisation. Tell me about a typical day.
Yeah, a typical day would be like, we have kids of varied backgrounds. We require that you have probably about 2 years on your instrument. At least a few scales, that's all. And we teach you from there, have the scales. We don't start from the actual beginning. We don't start with Mary Had a Little Lamb or nothing like that. But we have the kids listen to music, listen to jazz, because we tell them that you can't play jazz if you're listening to something else. You know what I'm saying? If you can't learn the language, put it that way. You can listen to anything, and I urge everybody to open your ears to listen to it, because it's all one thing now, man. But if you want to play jazz and improvisational music, you have to listen to people who've done it, masters that came before all of us. So I tell them that we listen, and we start with things like scales and improvisational scales, and then we actually have some patterns that they can put and transpose into different keys. So we show them the 2-5-1, 2-5-1 turnaround. Teach them the Mixolydian, and putting that color note in there, that major seventh in there. Yes, so that's some of the stuff we do over there, man, and it's really good. And then at the end of the 3 weeks, some of the advanced kids they actually learn, are prepared for a piece. So there's a big band, and some of the kids will play 2 pieces with a big band. Another pianist may play with a combo, and the other, so everybody gets a chance to play on the concert, no matter what level you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Are they playing their own chart or something that?
No, we have arrangements. Yeah, we have arrangements like big band arrangements, and they take it home and they learn it, and they learn everything. The way the arrangement goes, and we rehearse. The big band has a time in the evening where we rehearse the big band. We go in the big room, and some of them will go there, and when their piece is called, they come and rehearse with the band. They're stopping and starting and stopping and starting, like that. But by the time that 3 weeks is up, man, they are really humming, and it's really happy to see them. I'm really happy, and they're really happy.
That's great.
That they've accomplished that, man, in 3 weeks, man. That's really pretty cool.
It's really powerful to be able to inspire a younger generation that way.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, we have a couple of students like our students like Trombone Shorty.
Oh yeah.
Camp, yeah. John Baptiste was one of my students from the Tonight Show.
Wow.
Stephen Colbert, yeah.
That's great.
And you know, a lot of guys are on the scene now, you know, so they're doing things and they're taking it and running with it, you know. So that's all we can ask for. You know?
That's awesome.
We know a lot of them won't be, you know, musicians. Some of them may go on to be engineers, but at least you have that experience.
Right.
You're still improving their brains.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, are you able to do any of the teaching online?
Yeah, man, it's going to be a rough one. You know, you guys. Thanks to Casio, I want to you know, put this out there. I know I told you guys, but I want to let everybody know that thanks to Casio, we had a whole keyboard outfit for our room, and we could actually separate everybody, and we didn't have to deal with amps anymore, man. It's like everybody would turn up the amps, and so because Casio has the speakers, we can actually regulate the volume in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's louder than anyone else. So thanks to you guys at Casio for really endorsing us, you know, and giving us those keyboards, man. Yeah, the camp will be on online. It will be on Zoom. I don't know how it's going to work. This is the first time we're doing it, so this is an unprecedented thing. Yes. And we have a couple of instructors that are not computer savvy, so that's going to be very, very interesting.
Right.
Yeah, we do have an app called Monoki. One of the other piano instructors, Victor Atkins. He has an app that a guy has approached him with, and it has you know, you could actually play along with it, almost like the real book. You know, you can play along with it, but it has the notes. So the kids can slow it down, they can change the tempo, and play along with the exercises that we give them on Monoki. So it's like having your homework there. You know, whatever we talk about, it's in Monoki. And then what we're going to do is probably have everybody tape themselves on the phone doing the piece, you know, that we give them. And we're probably going to do it with tracks too. You know, we're going to have to do that because we can't pull everybody together as a band. Right. So that's going to be the big difference this year. So, and it's only 4 hours a day this year, you know, because kids can only take, you know, so much. It's not going to be, usually it's like 9 to 12 and then 1 to 3.
Oh yeah, just staring at the screen for that long.
Yeah. Then you know, it's just too many distractions, especially online. You know?
Oh. Yep. Best of luck with that. I know, like, you know, a lot of schools right now, it's going to be a challenging time, but hopefully you and the other instructors can come up with a system that works to help those kids out.
Yeah, I think it'll be challenging, but it'll be good. But it's also free this year, so we're making it. Yeah, we're making it available for all the kids free.
Oh, that's amazing. So what musical projects are you working on right now, and what stuff has been put on hold for you?
Well, like for instance, the new B.B. King Experience record. Now I say Experience because before it was the B.B. King Blues Band, but now we're full partners with the state. So now we're doing a new, on our way doing a new CD. That's held up for now because we did one single with George Benson. So we had George on, and he did a great job, man. But I want to tell you the other thing I wanted to show you guys, and I have to send you guys a copy. Was this the BB? This is the Soul of the King. So I gotta send you guys.
All right, look at that.
Make sure I get your email addresses. Your mailing addresses.
All right.
Yeah.
We will definitely send you that.
But also this other one here. This is Nola Resistance.
Oh.
This is the music I did. I did an arrangement of Family Affair on here, and then I wrote a song called How It Used to Be, and I sang on this one here. So Nola Resistance is one of the newer groups. This just came out this year.
Wow. Where can people pick that up?
It should be on iTunes now. and it might be it's be on Spotify this month. Yeah.
Awesome.
iTunes, Spotify. Yeah. And so we're doing that. That's so the new BB King project is held up.
Right.
Of course, the tours were out of the window. Germany, all of that was gone. For 2 months. That's dead in the water until the end of the year. Now we have some things at the end of the year that's going to be working. So that's one thing. Also, I'm doing like some crime scene cues and stuff like that. For my partner Rob Webb and I over at NOLA Studios in Palo Alto. We've partnered with a couple of music supervisors, and so we're hoping that it's a long-lasting relationship, where we can be a source of music, of music cues. So we're hoping that's going to work out really well. So that's I'm still doing cues, and I did one with the PX5, and I used the sound Magics, and I started, and it kind of was like, wow, it's really like a droning sound, and I was like, yeah, this is really cool. So the ideas come off of that instrument, believe it or not. And not just piano for this, so I wanted to explore some of the other stuff, So I was seeing how I can utilize some of that in the stuff that we do, So it's not all too heavy and complicated. I just come at the piano and say I could do something like this. Let me show you guys. I can do something like this, and then it'll take me in another space, man, for some reason. And it's called, let's see, what is the name of that? Yeah, Wonderland. So I may do something like, and I may do something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I'll just do, and it'll spark my imagination, and then I'll add another layer, and I'll just put it in Logic, and I'll record it like that. And that's what I did with this crime. I have a crime scene. I think it's crime scene 20. I think that I used Magic's sound.
Oh man. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah. Those are my presets, man. I gotta hear them.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I just to say, I used the PX5 on the BB King record. So yeah.
Oh really? That's great.
Yeah, the PX5 was on the BB King record. Yeah.
All right. So the question always comes up in one of these. What is your favorite Casio? I think I know the answer.
You know the answer. PX5, man. PX5, man. I mean, the quality of the sound and what I'm getting back from the keyboard. Plus, I can tweak it. I can tweak my the EQ. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I really like about it. If I like, if it's too bright, I can dial it down. If it's too dull, I can do it to my taste, man. And it's really, and I still can control other instruments, and that's the thing.
So real quick, I'm going to play a clip from the NAMM show just over a year ago when you were playing the PXS 3000 for us up on the main stage. It sounded so great. You've got the whole intro of this video is all you. So I'm going to let this run here for a second. We'll come back. back. So that was Darrell. That was from NAMM a year ago, and this past year, a year ago you were playing the PXS 3000, and this year you were playing our Grand Hybrid piano, which I think might have been the first time you played that instrument. I was just curious what your thoughts were on that guy.
Absolutely, man. You know, I was going crazy about it, man. I was like, man, this is like heaven, man. You can change this. You can change the type of piano that you want to play. Oh my God, man! It's just incredible, man. And the feel and the sound. That was the thing. The richness of the sound. And I've always said that the richness of the sound, along with the key bed. I mean, it's just incredible, man. And the key bed on the 3000 is just even more incredible, man. I mean, the sound coming out of that thing is just incredible. I mean, it's just like mine. I mean, I'm so satisfied, man. I could stay here all day, and just try to come up with stuff, I go to bed like about 3 a.m. or something like that, Wake up late, especially during this COVID time.
So you're being productive. You're getting some writing done.
Yeah, man, it's really, really good, really good. Actually, a friend of mine asked me to do some. They're doing a partnership with VH1, and it's a Casio lab.
All right.
Yeah, wow. It's in New Orleans. So, yeah, that's another project that was on hold too. I was supposed to go down there and do some stuff with them. Yeah.
So what was your first Casio?
My first Casio probably was that. It was my first Casio. I had a small one that I bought from somebody else. I don't know the name of it. It's one of those little small ones that you have with the little small keys. Mm-hmm. The one you had in the recent video. I'm like, oh, that was the one. That looked like the one I had, man. And it was about so big, It's like, man, I can't believe this thing got a sound, man. I was ready to put it on a rack right then and there, man. Because, the sounds were really good there. I just couldn't get around the small keys, but it was definitely, it was effective, man. It was definitely, it sparked my interest. But then again, later on, I did, more recently, I bought a CDP 130.
That's the one I remember seeing. That's how we connected, because I can't remember who it might have been Nick that introduced us, but every time I looked for you online, that's what you were playing was a CDP 130.
Yeah.
Yep.
CDP 130 was my go-to because I had somebody, because I had a weighted key thing that was not happening, and then somebody loaned me a Roland keyboard that was and I didn't like the action of it, and so I went and bought that. It was 4th of July sale, man, and I went to Guitar Center. I said, I'm going to get this. So, and at the time I was running a jam session too, so I said, I got to have a weighted keyboard. If I'm running a jam session, at least if they don't have a piano, I need this keyboard. And so, push come to shove, there it is, boom, the CDP 130. And it's still here now. I still have it. Mm-hmm. Still have it.
Those CDPs are real popular. We just put out some new ones. Yeah. Keep your PX5S. It's phenomenal. But for anybody who's looking at a CDP, check out the new ones we have as well.
Come in the summer. Come in the summer, Rich. We don't. Shh.
No, the ones that are already out.
There's some already out.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Giving everything away. So, Darrell, it's been awesome having you here today, and it sounds like you're keeping real busy. And we certainly wishing you the best with the jazz camp coming up this summer, the Louis Armstrong Jazz Camp. And as always, if there's anything we can do at Casio to support you, you just reach out to us.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, thank you guys. You guys have been a blessing, man, already, man. So thank you. Keep up the good work at Casio, man. That's all I got to tell you.
We'll do our best.
We will.
All right.
All right, Darrell. So if people want to find out more about you on Facebook, they need to search for Darrell Lavigne Music, which I have here at the bottom of the screen, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm working on a website now because I'm doing original music. I want to unveil everything at one time. So a website will be coming soon with everything that you need to know. But until then, Darrell Lavigne Music is great.
All right,
On
so
Facebook.
everybody, we've got a bunch of people here watching on Facebook. Go find that page, give Darrell a thumbs up, follow him so you can learn about all the new music he has coming. That's awesome. Well, Darrell, again, absolute pleasure. Thanks for spending this time with us today, and best of luck soon. I hope you're able to get back out and on the road and touring with the BB King experience. That would be. We look forward to seeing you on the road and out there playing again.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right.
So
right.
for this artist spotlight, we're wrapping things up. My name is Mike Martin. That's Rich Formadoni, Darrell Lavigne. Thank you. We'll see everybody next time.
Go.